Gary, Gray the director. You know what I'm saying? We got Jason Mitchell. We got O'Shea Jackson Jr. And of course we got Ice Cube in the building. Y'all make some. We got F. Gary Gray right here. We got Jason Mitchell. Easy. We got O'Shea. We got Ice Cube. Give it up for Cube himself.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. I just want to say right here before my mic going in and out.
Check, 1, 2, 3. My mic sounds right.
First of all, I just want to say I don't see how this movie could have been any better first off, man. So I just want to give y'all that off top. You had, not just everybody. First of all, it was great that Detroit, I have to, Detroit had a major role in the movie too, man. And just the story as an artist, as somebody, I was born in '88, and it's just that I gotta say that NWA Q, you one of the people who paved the way. Obviously, we see the story told vivid, clearer than ever before, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, as an artist today making music, I'm standing on y'all's shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Y'all put the groundwork in for us. You guys were a voice of the generation. You guys brought a whole new perspective to the game. And honestly, I don't even know what words can match what all you done, man. So it's just an honor to be sitting here with you. Y'all give it up for Ice Cube one more time. And Gary, do you want me to call you F. Gary Gray?
Just call me Gary. It's all right,
Gary. Now, this was beautifully directed, man. I can't even express how, and it's great. It's also great to see you. I know you and Cube, you guys have done, Today Was a Good Day video. You did Friday, you know what I'm saying? You've done amazing films on your own. So it's great to see that chemistry. It's great to see this piece of work. This is a masterpiece, man. So I just want to know, how does it feel to be still collabing to this day, from back then all the way to 2015, now you putting out this movie, man? How does that feel?
20 years later, we're still doing it, man. I'm just honored to be able to tell their story, man. That's all. I think this is the most important film of my career, and I think it is the best film that I've done up to this point.
Yeah, from the first time I met Gary, I knew he was a genius, and I knew that he could tell our stories and bring them to life vividly, and not, and do it with love and respect. And so in figuring out who I wanted to direct this movie, I had a very short list, you know what I'm saying? And at the top of it was Gary Gray. So the fact that he was able to do it, that he put his heart and soul into this for 4 years, I'm just honored to still be working with him, still to be doing, hot shit together. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And,
right.
I'm just proud of this project. It's been a lifelong wish. Especially once I started to produce movies, I dreamed that I would be able to bring this story to the big screen. And Detroit, hey, y'all always shown love for Ice Cube, NWA, Easy E, Dr. Dre. This is definitely one of the cities I always think of when it's time to, do something hard, to do something real. I always have Detroit in my mind and in my heart.
No, that's major right there. That's major. I just gotta say too, man, y'all was just motherfucking superheroes in the hood, man. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just from the black to the, you really laid the groundwork for so many artists today, man. I can't stress that enough. But one of the things I wanted to ask you was, now most of the cast was, new actors, you know what I mean? You didn't get too many familiar faces to play these roles, but I feel like it was perfectly casted. Y'all agree, right? Yeah. I mean, it couldn't, I completely forgot there was actors. I felt like I was looking at Cube. I felt like I was looking at Dre. I felt like I was looking at Easy, you know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate that. I hate when movies come out and it be like, this does not look like Tupac. Like, I thought that was Pop, for real, you know what I'm saying? you know, it was great. So what was the thought process behind that, and how did you manage to go about that?
You know what? Honestly, it was a really scary process for me because Dre and Cube are still in popular culture, really still in popular culture, and still in the forefront of everyone's mind and stuff like that. So people have an expectation of what they want to see and how they see Cube and Dre. So when I went to cast it, I went to the studio and said, hey, listen, I have to cast all new people, because if I cast someone that's familiar, then it's going to take you out of the movie. But it's kind of a catch-22 because the studio wants a return on their investment, so they want to put names up so they can, get a return on their investment. I say it has to be new people. The only person that you may be familiar with is Paul Giamatti, and Donna Langley over at Universal and Q supported me. They said you can scour the planet Earth and find NWA, and I did. And we went through thousands and thousands of people from different continents to find these guys, and they more than delivered. What do you think?
Now, just one more question for you. I got questions for all y'all, but I just want to, work my way down. For the people, who not into...
But thank you for taking me to Sweetwater today.
Oh, yeah. Of course, I took them to Sweetwater.
I just want to say I had some wings today.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. We're going to go to Coney Island later. I'm going to take them to the original Pancake House, all that,
Yeah, okay. Hospitality was great, by the way.
Of course. No, this is, Detroit is just one thing Detroit knows how to do. We know how to take care of people. We got each other's back. We support straight up. So, but what I wanted to ask you was that for the people who not into rap music, you know what I mean? For the people who look at this and think it's just another rap movie or a biopic movie, what? Man, this mic is just ruining it. Ruining it.
I know where you're going with it.
One on your back. One on your back.
For the people.
No. What I'm saying is, can you hear me? What I'm trying to ask you, man, is that for the people who are not into rap music, I think this is just another biopic. What do you have to say to them? What is the reason? Why is that?
Not even on.
Why is this?
That part.
Okay, you asked me the question. Why is it so important for people to see this movie who aren't rap fans and who aren't NWA fans? And the one thing that I wanted to set out to do was tell a universal story that everybody could identify with. You don't have to be a rapper, you don't have to be black, you don't have to be from LA to understand brotherhood. You don't have to be from this environment to understand love and also courage. These guys stood up. Cube stood up and said, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. Anybody can identify with that. We know when we're being taken advantage of, we know what it feels like to have courage. Dre stood up and said, enough of this bullshit. I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna bet on myself and do it on my own. And so if you look at the things of brotherhood, you look at love, you look at the fact that these guys came together, they had love for each other, and then somebody came in and divided them and tried to conquer them. We understand how that feels. And so the one thing that I always kind of focus on is say, listen, you can identify with this. They try to get back together with their loved ones, and it was too late. So you guys can understand, if you got somebody in your life that if you have someone in your life that you love them today, because it might be too late tomorrow. You can identify with that. Those are some of the things that we focused on.
Yeah, not only that, just to add on to that, it's so crazy, from the Rodney King to all the police brutality, things that's going on today in a major way. The only thing missing back then was the cell phones, but people still managed to have the cameras creep in, and Rodney King, I'm sure that happened so many times. I'm sure that happened so many times more, you know what I mean, than what is portrayed. And I just think that it's great. So what I was saying is, I think that it's great that not only this film heavily so touched on that, and obviously you guys addressed it because it was part of your story, But it's just crazy. You got to give us the perspective and think about what we're doing today, why these things are still going on, how this mess is still affecting us, and how it's still a part of, you know, today's society. Police brutality is incredibly just some bullshit going on. We can all attest to that. And
Again.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
He's not on it.
Hey, Cube, I just gotta give it to you. You kept it G all the time, you know. All the members. Dude was interviewing you in that scene by the pool, man, where, you know, you said, get the fuck out my house, man. That's G'd up right there, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate how in real times those were that you stood up with somebody strong, somebody honorable, and you had the brain, you had smarts, man. You know what I'm saying? You had intelligence. You were speaking properly. You were handling business like you should have, man. And that's just something that I'm really inspired by that, seeing that, man. So thank you.
I appreciate that, man. You know, it was just really about, you know, where I come from. You got to be a man. You got to be, you know, down for what you believe in, and you can't sell out for money. You know what I mean? You can't sell out for fame, because you ain't gonna be happy with yourself when you go back, put your head down. You know, you can lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself. So, you know, I just chose to believe in what I thought was right, and I knew if I was standing on right, then, you know, I didn't really care about a career. You know, if I had to go into it wrong, if I had to go into it, you know, getting work for my money and it not being right, I wouldn't want to be famous. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want none of this. You know, it has to be right for me to be down. And that's all that was displaying, was the values that I grew up on. Is, you know, you got to do what's right. You can't just sell out for the money.
And that's major. You listen to your heart. You know, it's a blueprint now. Like I've gone through, had signing contracts, having my lawyer review things. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to not necessarily have. You know, you've never been through that. You probably never seen anybody go through that situation. I'm able to look back and see. All right, I see how the contracts and things are dealt with now. Things have been, you know, gone through and worked through, and you were the example, you know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate you for being able to listen to your intuition, because that's really hard to do. You know what I mean? You really bossed up, so I just gotta commend you on that one more time. Make some noise for Ice Cube.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, now, I got some man questions all day. You know what I'm saying? We got Jason right here. What's up, man? How y'all doing? Y'all make some noise for Jason.
I guess I gotta use this one. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all feel? What up, Detroit? How y'all feel, D? What it do?
Man, by the way, you killed, you know what I mean? Easy.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Now, one of the things, you from New Orleans, right?
From New Orleans.
New Orleans is a place much like Detroit. It's hard to make it out, you know what I mean? It's a lot of struggles you got to go through. So it feels good to see you up on this big screen, you know what I'm saying? I know you got a bright future ahead of you, man, all day. But one of the things I wanted to ask you is that, okay, just like O'Shea, and just like, okay, like he had Cube, you know what I'm saying? Dre's still here. Easy E is the only person in the film who's not here today, you know what I'm saying, that you couldn't necessarily talk to get, you know, to exactly play him perfect. So what did you do to study Easy E? Because I thought I was looking at Easy the whole film, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Everybody feel like that? Y'all feel like that? Yeah. Well, for me, I had to wave. I had to wave, you know, because I believe one of the reasons that Gary even, you know, chose me to do this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, you know, like I'm from the streets, y'all. If y'all ain't know, I'm from the streets. I did, a few acting things here and there, but this changed my life, you know, and I had something that was believable that I could tap into, that he just loved, you know, and I had the wave of people saying, I think he might be able to pull this off, you know. So when I got to California, the first thing I did was at first study California, you know, and then try to be the man that he was. That starts at home, you know, and I wanted to please the family, I wanted to please California, and I just started on the inside and worked my way out, you know, and I got a good result, so yeah, I love it.
I think you're being real modest, man. You worked extremely hard on this, and it will change your life. I think you gave a world-class performance, worthy of an Oscar nomination.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thank you. I definitely put my best foot forward, you know. And as an actor, I think it was showtime for me, you know. It was what I always wanted. I wanted to be able to pull all my guns out, no matter if it was, you know, Easy E or any other character. I just wanted to have such a huge arc, you know, that it lets me show everything. But when you think about going from the crack house to the White House to AIDS, it don't get no better than that, you know? So I wanted to really just, you know, pull all my bags, you know, all my tricks out the bag and see what I could do. Try to challenge myself, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. I just sat here and watched the movie with y'all and almost teared up too with y'all, you know what I mean? So, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, my mom's back there tearing up for real.
That's what's up.
Sit next to her like that, you know, rubbing, you know. Anyway, one question I want to ask is just on my mind. What is it like having your son play you? You know, I felt like I was looking at you.
You know, I'm just proud, and every parent can you know, attest to the moment they kids step up. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, it's like the moment you see them step up and do what you taught them, do what you know they have inside of them, use their talent. You know, that's what I'm proud of, is that, you know, we gave him a big job, and I told him, you're not gonna get this. I'm not gonna give you this. It's not free. This ain't charity. I could have put you in a movie a long time ago, but you right for this. Only if you want it, only if you go for it, only if you become a great actor, you know. And he didn't have a lot of time to do it, and he did it, you know. So I'm just extremely proud, you know. It's like watching your son win the Super Bowl for the same team you won the Super Bowl with. You know what I mean? It's very just a proud moment, you know what I mean? And you know, he'll tell you what I put him through.
Yeah, I heard the audition process wasn't easy. You know, I heard he just didn't hand it to you. It was hundreds of, you know, people lined up ready to play Cube, and you proved yourself. And I mean, it's nobody that could have played it better. So I gotta ask you, what does it feel like playing your dad, playing such an iconic role? You know what I mean, in a movie like this?
Man, it's after 2 years of auditions, you know, 2 years of callbacks, having 3 different acting coaches, gotten to fly to New York to have to work with a coach out there, screen test with 2 other cubes there. They caught L's that day, y'all, don't worry. But you know, after months, it still didn't hit me. But sitting here, you know, watching the movie with y'all, I feel like I'm in a movie or something, you know? You know, so it's a dream come true. You know, my father's my hero, and it was, and it was like, I say I was about 18 years old when I started to realize the kind of impact he has on other lives. So seeing this movie being made without me was something that I couldn't do, you know. I couldn't see my family's legacy in anybody else's hands. So it was all about sacrificing it for my family.
That's bossed up, man. You bossed up. You really, you know, you earned it. You know what I mean? I mean that full sincerity. I feel like just every moment, you know, it was just crazy to see you write Friday in the film, man. That's, you know, that's insane. It was crazy to see, you know, such classic moments be created. You know, it's just like, you know, I know it took all of us back down memory lane. It made all of us feel a type of way. This movie is gonna live forever, you know what I mean? So you guys should be proud of that. And one thing I wanted to ask, both of you, you know, can answer this, is that you obviously shot the movie in Compton, you shot it in LA, you shot it, you know, all over California. So what I'm saying is, how was the community, how did they embrace that? How did they accept that? Was it open arms? Was it crazy? You know, was they like, you know, tell me about it.
It was all love. You know, they was happy that we was there. You know, we was in the neighborhood hiring people to help us on the crew, you know, and do things, and you know, the kids would come out and we would, you know, sign autographs and hang out, and, you know, had an ice cream truck come around there to get everybody free stuff, and it was just all love. They was giving us love, we was giving love back. we wanted to be right in the hood. You know, a lot of movies are being shot outside of LA, and we fought to have this movie shot right where it happened because we thought that Compton was a character too. You know, we had to show y'all why did we produce the kind of music that we did, and it showed you by showing the streets that we come from and the things we had to go through. And you know, it's just a hint on the screen, but you know, we wanted to be vivid, and we got a lot of love.
Well said.
Nice. Well said, for sure. And you know, I just can't stress how relatable it was, man. You know, growing up, I can only imagine the things I've been through with the police being pulled over, wrongfully pulled over, just going through craziness in the city. So I can just imagine what, you know, we saw a little bit of it on film, but I know it's times 10, you know, that y'all went through, man. So it's just crazy to sit back and think about.